with the 2020 report, the prophecy that I've given you there is how we raise above the chicken coop and above the turkey circuits where we are, meaning the churches and the workplaces we are, and we have a look and we see. Now we see what's going on at the moment from God's perspective. We can see what's going on with the corona perspective now and the coronavirus and everything like that. But what we're to do is we're to look not just directly down on our chicken coop or our turkey circuit where turkey scratches around food, but we're to look out of our region, out of our zone. So that means far into the future. And I speak about the lion. It's the lion's food for the future. And that's how I master plan. I master plan in a 7-year sort of bundle of time. I do a master plan every year, but it's sort of like fits into a picture of into a greater picture of seven master plans clustered together. So we're looking like around about that, or further down the track anyway, that we're going to have 20 several. That gets me out of trouble. It's either 4, 5, 6 or 7, 20 several down the track, that something is going to take place, that we get that because we've risen above the chicken coop now and we see how we're supposed to act and everything like that, and see everything now, we get a perspective of what is down the track and how to behave down the track and how to do things down the track. Now in the 2020 report, I see it as an incoming, definitely as an incoming from God actually. Now there's incoming from the devil too. I say to beware of that. Also in the report, so I've got that right too. And I didn't know about the coronavirus, so I'm not. When I did the whole deal, I had no idea the coronavirus was on the horizon. I just said early in very, very quick into the year something would happen. So I don't know what to do with it really, because I really haven't got it. I take prophecy seriously for myself, but I really haven't got a handle on it for other people. But I've done this 2020 report in showing people how to use prophecy, and I've sort of followed it this far, and I've been obedient, and this is sort of like the crossroads I've come to. Either I keep going in it, or I just sort of fade out of the way, and I'm so far down the track. I've done so much work towards this. I've just got to keep paddling the canoe, I think. So I'd say read the 2020 report. It's a PDF. And then also, if you want to, you can actually look at the prophecies that I've actually put down as a presentation. Now they're not done professionally, although I thought I was going to do them professionally. Actually, when I'd done them, I was glad I did them because I was going to redo them. But now, because they're actually evidence of what's taken place, I'm sort of like, I don't want to tamper with them. So as dumb as they are and as poorly put together as they are, I want you to see them as they are now, and that is the 2020 report, as raw as I can make it and as naive as I can make it prior to COVID-19. So then it becomes sort of like a bona fide, genuine from me. That's the best I could do at that time. I even know that there's probably things wrong. Well, I'm pretty sure there's things wrong with it as it is. But that's not the point. The point is that I was having the best go I could to bring something to you, and there it is. It was going to be wiped and redone for you, but now that COVID's happened, I've got to keep it to keep this thing authentic. Otherwise, might as well scrap it all together. So I'll leave you with that, and I want you to handle the PDF. I want you to read the PDF, because the PDF sort of came after the actual taping, after the presentation. but just straight after the presentation and presentations, and I was just trying to place things together as best as I could. What I was going to do was do a presentation, the PDF, and then redo the presentation and then get it to you in a more decipherable form. But I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And I'm probably glad in a way that I couldn't, because it saves me the work. But it also is genuine, and it's what it is. What it is. It is what it is. It's something I tried to do, and it's with what I believe God gave me, and a bit. I even say in the report I used a bit of my own creativity and things like that, and I pieced things together in my imagination so that they'd work. That was the best I could do. It's not that I'm trying to fake it in the prophecy world. I'm far from it. I mean, if I wanted to fake it, I'd say, yeah, let's go for it. We'll have a catastrophe here and a catastrophe there, and I prophesied it. I mean, who wants to prophesy a catastrophe here and a catastrophe there? I just want things to be good, and that's why I'm doing the 2020 report, so that you can make the best out of it. You can have the best decade you can possibly have, but you also see a few landmarks and a few little, sort of signposts that God's left you along the way, and you have an understanding of how to walk in the Spirit during that time, and how to use the prophecies of the internet. And we're not going to do things the same way ever again. After this COVID sort of thing, this is what's happened. And after you raise yourself above the chicken coop, after you get into it and you see where I'm coming from, that we're going to take notice of these people who say things about the world and into our lives, and we are to find out which prophets are true and which ones are doing the right things by us and saying the correct things, and which ones to listen to and which ones to take note of, and the Spirit of the Lord, and how to work with the Spirit of the Lord upon our lives to fulfill the things, and to know the difference between a prophecy that they're sort of saying is going to come to pass, and we sort of stand back and sort of see it come to pass, and the prophecies that they're saying that we're to get involved in and do and be part of. See, the first prophecy, the first part, we're raised above the chicken coop. God's allowing us, if we want to be raised up with wings as eagles and see what's going on and take note of what's gone down in this first part of the year, we can, because that is a sort of fractal of what's going to take place in the future. Something bigger, more significant, I believe, is going to take place in the future, and this will get us over that hurdle, and that's going to be later on in this decade. And this is a new era, and for you guys who want to take prophecy a new way, you can, because it's happened. Now having said all that, I've made it quite clear in the 2020 report that this seems to be a special time where God's raising us up, and we can see that where the average person like myself can see prophetically. So see just as the prophet sees. We don't have to worry whether we're prophets or not to see what God shows us. We just have to be doing God's will and be in position to listen to see what God shows us. And that's what's going on now. We're getting raised above, and we're seeing through the eyes of the prophets and through our own eyes too what God wants us to see. Now this is a special time. That's why it's called 2020. Now this time's not going to be forever. We're going to see, God's always going to show us stuff, but this is a special time where we get to see firsthand what goes on. Now the good thing about being raised above it now is that if we get raised above it now and let God raise us above us now and look and see what's going on, we can get the full panorama and see exactly what's going on. God has shown me in the past natural things. I didn't know what was going on, but I can specifically remember God showing me somebody in the past, and it's happened to me a few times now too, because I've said something to somebody's mother and a few other things, and I've seen another guy that's in the ministry now too, and I've seen things, and I've noted things, and I've said things in the past. I've seen him sort of sort of come to pass, sort of thing. Now what happens is God takes us through a natural event, a very natural event, very natural thing, and that's what this COVID-19 could be for us, is a very natural thing. Now we're to see it in God's eyes, to raise above it again, I say, look down upon the chicken coop, where we place our work, our turkey circuit, and with the natural eyes we see a lot, and we can take a note of a lot more, because it's actually taking place around us. Now if we can take that and take those lessons that we learn from what's going on around us at the moment, if we take those lessons and we apply them to the future and keep them and remember them for the future, these are the things that are going to get us through the next one, because we're learning the lessons now. And I think but having said that, God's taking us through this one, but the next one, this is what I see, we have to learn from it, because this early part of the 2020 that we're seeing, God's taking us through. But the next part is this is a prophecy that God's fulfilling, but the next part is a decree part, where we take the territory, where we decree things. This part is a part like the eagle, where we're raised above. The next part is a part where we're roaring like a lion. So we're speaking of declaring stuff and decreeing stuff. Vow and declare. These are the things that God's taking us to. So whereas God's fulfilling this one and we're seeing it, the next one we are fulfilling through our vowing and declaring. Right now we're being initiated as lion cubs, and we're joining in the tribe of Judah, so to speak, and learning how to roar like a lion. But at the moment we're not there. We're just seeing. We're getting our stride, because we're going to take territory in the 2020s, and that's what God's doing with us. Now I would have thought that it'd be, as land and stuff like that, and that's how I sort of prophesied. But having been through the COVID sort of thing, I'm not real sure now. I presume that there's going to be land and territories taken like that, because the line speaks of territory, so that it actually speaks of actual ground, but it also speaks of spiritual territory too. So there's probably an authority that comes with the roar, but it's sort of like self-fulfilling. If you can get what I'm saying, it's self-fulfilling. It's like this part here, God's fulfilling, but the next part is self-fulfilling. This part where we've been raised above like eagles is God fulfilling it, because He's raising us up. But the next part is where we fulfill it, because we're the lions declaring and taking their ground. So it's self-fulfilling. We're self-fulfilling God's word and promise on our lives. And anyway, that's how I get. That's probably the gist of the 2020 report. I was only going to do a little bit, but I find it hard to explain sometimes, so I'm giving you 30 minutes. God bless, eh? And I just hope you read the report, and I hope you go through the 2020 videos that are there, our presentation, just to learn how to do a master plan for yourself. This is putting you in good stead. This is a real course. This is teaching you a real spiritual skill set. It's more of an art than an ability, but if you've got the ability there, where the art of creating a master plan can flow well from you. So I just bless you, and I just pray that you really get the benefit from the prophetic side of this that I'm showing you now. Okay, God bless.